Jennifer Chen's fingers drummed against the obsidian conference table as the Vraxian ambassador's chittering laughter echoed through the Galactic Council chamber. The translation matrix embedded in her neural interface converted the sound into mocking words that made her jaw clench. Primitive backwards, a species that still uses chemical propulsion, Ambassador Krixt declared, his compound eyes gleaming with contempt. Earth contributes nothing to the Galactic Union. Perhaps it is time we reconsidered their membership entirely. Beside Jennifer, Alex Morrison remained perfectly still, though she could see the vein pulsing at his temple. As Earth's chief military liaison, Alex had sat through 3 cycles of these humiliating sessions. The Council's dismissal of humanity had become routine, a cosmic joke that the elder species never tired of telling. The human delegation may respond, the Council Orbiter announced, her crystalline voice devoid of interest. Jennifer stood, smoothing her uniform. 7 alien species watched with varying degrees of indifference and amusement. Earth had joined the Galactic Union 50 years ago. A junior partner expected to be grateful for the privilege. They had signed treaties limiting their military development, their territorial expansion, their technological advancement, all in exchange for protection and guidance from species that had mastered faster than light travel millennia before humanity discovered fire. Honored Council, Jennifer began, her voice steady. Earth acknowledges the concerns raised. However, I would remind this assembly that humanity has fulfilled every obligation under the Treaty of Accession. We have provided rare earth minerals, contributed to the Union peacekeeping forces, and yes, Crixtel interrupted, waving a kidness appendage dismissively. You mine rocks and send soldiers to die in border skirmishes. How valuable? The Vraxian hegemony alone contributes more advanced technology in a solar cycle than Earth has produced in its entire membership. Murmurs of agreement rippled through the chamber. The Theorian representative, a being of pure energy contained in a quantum field, pulsed with what Jennifer's interface translated as disdain. Perhaps the DeLorean said humanity should consider a status adjustment, a protectorate arrangement, rather than full membership for their own benefit. Of course, Jennifer felt Alex's hand briefly touch her arm. A warning, a reminder of the script they had agreed to follow. Stay calm. Accept the insults. Preserve Earth's position, no matter how degrading. But something inside her snapped. Council Arbiter, she said quietly. I invoke Protocol Omega 7. Earth formally withdraws from all treaties with the Galactic Union. Effective immediately. The chamber fell silent. Even Crixtal's mandibles stopped clicking. Ambassador Chen, the Arbiter said slowly. Perhaps you misspoke. Protocol Omega 7 has never been invoked. Idwold, man, I know exactly what it means, Jennifer interrupted. Every treaty, every restriction, every limitation placed on human development for the last 50 years. Void. Humanity is done being your convenient servant species. Alex stood beside her, his hand moving to the secure communicator on his wrist. Transmission sent. Is side simply, you're making a catastrophic mistake, Krixt est. Without Union protection, Earth will be vulnerable to the chambers' holographic displays suddenly flickered. Data streams appeared, cascading across every screen. Jennifer watched the council representatives' faces. Those who had faces shift from confusion to disbelief to dawning horror. What you're seeing, Alex explained, his voice carrying the weight of barely suppressed satisfaction, is a complete strategic analysis. While humanity has been mining your asteroids and dying in your wars, we've also been doing something else. We've been learning, adapting, improving. The displays showed shipyards, massive orbital construction facilities around Earth, Mars, and the moons of Jupiter. Not the primitive stations the Council knew about, but something else entirely. Hundreds of vessels, sleek and lethal, incorporating technology that shouldn't exist in human hands. Impossible, the DeLorean whispered. Those designs, the quantum shielding, the zero-point energy cores, those are restricted technologies. You couldn't have reverse-engineered them. Jennifer smiled coldly. You gave us access to your databases for educational purposes. You thought we were too primitive to understand what we were reading. You were wrong. More data flooded the screens. Defense networks around Earth's system. Weapons. Platforms. Things the Council had specifically forbidden humanity from developing hidden in plain sight, disguised as mining operations and research stations. The Treaty of Accession, Alex continued, required Earth to limit our military to defensive capabilities only. We've been very creative in defining defensive. Every insult, every dismissal, every time you treated us like children playing at civilization, we were preparing. Crix's exoskeleton had palled to a sickly gray. This is an act of war. No, Jennifer corrected. This is notice. Humanity is done being patronized. We're withdrawing to our own space. Any vessel that enters the Sol system without explicit permission will be destroyed. Any species that threatens Earth or her colonies will face consequences. We're not asking for respect anymore. We're demanding it. You cannot survive without the Union. Another ambassador protested. Watch us, Alex said. Jennifer tapped her communicator. Admiral Patterson, execute Protocol Nightfall. The chamber's view screens switched to external feeds. Across the galaxy, at every major Union facility where human troops were stationed, simultaneous evacuations were beginning. Transport ships appeared from nowhere. Stealth technology humanity wasn't supposed to possess. Collecting every human citizen, every soldier, every scientist. We'd see no wars. Humanity would vanish from Union space entirely, pulling back behind a defensive perimeter that would make the Sol system impregnable. The Galactic Union taught us many things. Jennifer sighed, gathering her materials. But the most important lesson was this. The only language the galaxy respects is strength. Thank you for that wisdom, Council. She and Alex walked toward the chamber's exit. Not a single Council member moved to stop them. Ambassador Chun, the Arbiter called. What happens now? Jennifer paused at the threshold, looking back at the assembly of species who had treated humanity as a joke for half a century. Now? She said. You figure out who is going to mine your asteroids and die in your wars, because humanity just resigned. The doors sealed behind them with a finality that echoed through the stunned silence of the Galactic Council. Outside, their transport waited, ready to carry them home to a Earth that would never bow again. In the void beyond the station, the first human warships dropped out of quantum slipspace. Their weapons powered, but not armed. A demonstration, not a threat. Not yet. Convert this script to Spanish language.